This video idea was inspired by Becky, who asked who on Ideapod inspires you, and also springboarding off of Henriette's idea of what's on your bookshelf. And I'm adding in a few things about how Ideapod is a place of inspiration. As many of you know, A Wandering Mind was inspired by the ideas shared on Ideapod, and I have an audience of one right now, so it's a little bit easier to talk to the camera. My daughter is now looking at me. So my space right here is what I affectionately call my hermit chair, because in Ohio in winter it's very cold and I can't spend time in my idea space where I usually write. But currently on my bookshelf are Nonsense, The Power of Not Knowing. I love the description on the back, which says Jamie Holmes shows that people often prosper when and because they are uncertain. How do we make sense of the nonsensical, extract meaning from endless ambiguity? In Nonsense, Jamie Holmes takes us on an engrossing journey into the mind's ability to process the murky world around us. So, Nonsense. Also, dreams, illusion, and other realities. You can see a trend here with A Wandering Mind research. Nature Loves to Hide, which is a lot like The Beautiful Invisible, which A Wandering Mind deals with these invisible realities, these virtualities. So I do a lot of research on that. Other Minds, How Humans Bridge the Divide Between Self and Others. So we have this telepathic internet going on with A Wandering Mind. She's giving me the I don't know, charades part of my speech, I guess.
Mind reading.
Yeah, and some of my books are ebooks, and some of those are difficult to show, but like covers. Right now I'm reading Science in the Akashic Field, kind of dealing with the internet research, kind of a nice description to put in layman's terms, a lot of science research and things about an integral theory of everything. Also, I have read Spiritual Telepathy, which is a nice overview of ancient techniques to access the wisdom of your soul. Practical Psychic Self-Defense Handbook. Yeah, this one I really didn't like. So it's a good overview of all the different possibilities out there. And probably at one point Scribe is going to come out and talk about a resource book that she tried to use to block some of the voices that she hears initially, not knowing where they're coming from. And she teases the voices. The voices are generally pretty nice, but she jokingly calls them Negs, and that's where this comes from, any negative influence. So didn't really find this one helpful other than overview. And then I already created an idea about impossible realities, the science behind energy healing, telepathy, reincarnation, precognition, other black swan phenomena. So also, so I have certain stacks near my writing space. Of course, you need the pen, and I need a tracking device on my pens because I often lose them in folds of whatever in my
Yes,
writing.
she does.
Yeah. So anyway. Also, I have a little bit problem with sugar, so I need my sugar, my dark chocolate and other hard candies.
It just happened to be the candy I don't like.
Well, yeah, Mom tends to do that, buy stuff that the girls aren't gonna eat. I have my consciousness stack. I have for anachronisms, my time stack. For poetry and other dream-related reference, I have all my symbols books. I also have my first edition calligraphic copies of the works that I've already written.
And of course, Mom's coffee.
Yes, and some of my unpublished stuff I've kept in here. I've been writing, just haven't published some of the things, or holding back maybe for a future publication. And sometimes I draw out ideas, so I have some drawing things, the things that I bring with me when I travel. Who keeps a dream journal? It's a good idea to keep it locked up, because dreams can be very strange at times, and I have children, so
Valuable.
yes, some sensitive information that
And
you
she
wouldn't
also
want
has
anybody to
children.
read.
She also has children.
Yes, I do. I have children. All right. Also, some of the inspiration that I get, and I'm not going to reveal all of my inspiration sources because some of them are pretty weird. Artists can be a little eccentric, and I'm not quite ready to reveal some of my sources. But sometimes I use scents to inspire certain parts of my short stories. For example, Half Light was inspired, part of it was the Rose and Oud travel tin. My guava lotion is part of Grotto. And my honey nectar lotion that keeps my hands nice and moisturized during winter is part of a tuning fork. So some of the sources of inspiration for my stories come from scents.
And plus, mom stories can be used as bedtime stories.
Oh, yes. What is your favorite story?
I forget what it's called, but the sea monster or whatever.
Oh, the sea witch.
Intrigue. That's our word.
That would be Startled Jump and what was the other one? Startled Jump and Transom. Sorry, sometimes the writers forget what they write. So that's a little bit peek. Yes, and my writing tablets are also part of my writing corner. So you have a little bit of a peek into my writing area. All right, I've been asked by my daughter to share with you one other source of inspiration or research for a wandering mind. And you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yep.
What we watched together?
Yes.
And just as a note, I don't recommend this if you want to keep your children away from violent scenes or other sensitive scenes for young minds.
Or any romance scenes.
Yeah. So, bad parenthood here. Anyway, but you want to talk about it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
All right, Mom, you're going to have to help me on this.
Okay. So what is the show?
We've been watching Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird show, and we just figured out last night.
Don't tell.
I'm not gonna spoil
it. But can you tell generally who's Jessica Jones?
Like superpower kind of thing.
Okay, it's coming from the Marvel Comics line. She has some superpowers
that we're not going to tell you.
Won't tell you to review. But she is a private detective, a private eye, right? A private investigator. And what is she investigating over these episodes?
She's been investigating this one man. I'm not going to tell you, like, all his character
traits. But he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And he also has some superpower abilities that are related to telepathy and mind powers. So we're going through that. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite lines in episode 1, I'm going to reveal is, let's see. Are you going to keep denying it's real, or are you going to do something about it?